I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. How are you? It is Memorial Day 2024. I hope you had a good weekend. It does feel like Sunday, but it's actually Monday. You have to keep reminding yourself, tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow's not Monday. Let me know how you're doing, how your weekend went. It just occurred to me, I think I promised you tea leaves tonight and I got preoccupied. So Wednesday. I'll remember. Today was a nice day. It was pretty overcast here. It's still a little bit cool, but we don't mind that. I know the rest of the country is having a rough time with the weather. So, please subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. Just a little thing about YouTube. I'm at my wit's end with YouTube, just to be frank. Just to be honest. I'm at my wit's end with YouTube. And I've actually kind of heard Milu talking about, what's he call it? Shadow blocking. And I do believe I'm a victim of shadow blocking from the higher powers at YouTube. And I'm probably not going to put a whole lot of energy in trying to figure that out, because it's not even worth it to me. But I can use your help. As long as I get help from you all, where you share and you hit the thumbs up and you subscribe and get people to subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure that they haven't unsubscribed you, because they'll do that. Because this is a lot of effort 3 times a week. And then Church of Spirituality, and it's a lot. And I'm not complaining, I'm just saying I really need your help. So, what's going on lately? I do want to play you something. I heard, it being Memorial Day, we are really looking at where we're at with everything in our country a little bit more closely. And I just want to show you something that I found on Adam Mockler's channel. He's relatively new. Thank you, Cheryl. So Adam Mockler, I encourage you to subscribe to his channel. He's got 217,000 followers. He deserves it. I would just like subscribers. Anyway, he posted this today, which I really did appreciate, so I'm going to play it for you. It's right around here. I did put it on my community page too. So let me just let you hear this.
Recalling how his father instilled these values in him, instilled values that Donald Trump is the antithesis of. Watch this clip.
And he said, we got to stop this guy. And he was a squadron commander, and he lost 110 men, and he never got a scratch. And he lived his whole life trying to be worthy of their sacrifice. And he asked me to do the same. So this is a very small thing to do. Why everyone in the country isn't doing this? We're trying to learn and understand what this man is doing to our country. I don't get it. I don't get it. But everyone needs to do something to stop this guy and get rid of him. Get him out of our country. He's destroyed it. And we can't just stand by and let this happen. Oh yeah, alternative facts. You know, everything that chipped away at our democracy, all to ingratiate Donald Trump. This guy's the biggest con man in the world. Well, same way it happened with Adolf Hitler. People weren't paying attention. I don't need it. I'm not ashamed of anything. No. He's across the river, Arlington. If I'm one grain of sand, on the beach of resistance, I'm proud.
He said, if I am one grain of sand on this beach of resistance, then I am proud. That was a beautiful quote that I will carry with me. I also want you to watch this clip of an Afghanistan veteran on MSNBC.
So you can see that that man, if you didn't catch the whole thing, he was saying that his father fought in World War II, and he had a squadron, and he lost 10 men, and his father, before he died, was just emphatically telling him that you got to stop this guy. We've got to stop this guy. So I want to start tonight by just, from the heart. Really from the heart. Please listen. That people tell me frequently in the chat, and people comment frequently, and people, when I tell them what I'm up to with, grassroots democracy and all that, this is human nature, and I understand it. That's really great you're doing that, Annette. It's really great that you're doing that. It's really great that you're doing that. And what I want to hear more than it's really great that you're doing that, Annette, because I don't really want that. I don't really want people telling me it's really great that you're doing that. It's really great you're doing grassroots of democracy. Because when I hear that or I read that, I'm like, this isn't my thing. Just like Midas touch. I mean, they're not doing it just for their own gratification. They're doing it because we are in an absolute crisis. Yeah, they're kind of saying, I watched the Capitol Memorial last night and just cried. This is where we are. And then, it's Memorial Day, so please indulge me, because that's what this is all about. This is all about this. In Gloucester, Massachusetts, where I am, we had, I'm just looking for where it says, we actually had more soldiers in battle than most other places. I just wanted to see where I found that. So it was like Gloucester had double the national average of numbers in service. And two things. One is I can take a 10-15 minute walk at the most and be in a spot where the Revolutionary War was fought. This is it's a harbor, so it all happened here. So I think that in addition to where I grew up having double the national average of people that were in the military and in wars, and we've got flags everywhere. I mean, real patriotic. I just think that maybe that's what fed my desire to, or my obsession with saving democracy. But I don't want to go around thinking that nobody else really cares. And I'm not saying that you guys don't care, but you are a grain of sand. Dwight saying, are you from a different country? I can't not do this, right? And I want to hear that you can't not do this too. And then I will be, well, Roberta, I do understand what you're saying. People want to express gratitude and appreciation to you. I just want to also hear, if they want to show appreciation, I want to also hear this in that sentence. And this is what I'm doing to save democracy too. Trump called dead soldiers losers and suckers. But I also want you to make sure that you check out the video. It's all over. It's gone viral, of Trump at the libertarian rally that he crashed. Thank you, Rose. Yes, join us at Grassroots of Democracy. That's kind of what I'm talking about. It's like we have over 400 people on our email list, and we have a very small handful of people that show up. So it's not about me, it's about our democracy. So Trump shows up. To me, it looked like he crashed the rally and stood up there like, you have to vote for me, you have to vote for me, you have to vote for me. And he was booed, and he was booed. He just crashed crashing the party, basically. He brought in his MAGA people that he buses in, and they booed, and then they were like all screaming, F Trump, F Trump. And can I just tell you, it's the first time that I felt so gratified about what was going on, and I actually did feel too psychically. It's like somebody lit a spark, and we've got to keep that going. And from my psychic impression perspective, which I've told you repeatedly, I really have always felt like he was Mussolini in his last lifetime. Obviously, timeline-wise, it would have to have been his last lifetime. There's a couple of years in between when Mussolini was gotten rid of, and when Trump was born. He was absolutely livid when they were booing him. And I'm going to ask the pendulum, let's start there. I know that, just from my work, my psychic knowing, I know that we carry traumas with us from past lifetimes. And I feel like you ran out of energy. What happened? The Magas made an attempt to take over, and anyway, I feel like I'm going to ask the pendulum this too. Both Mussolini and Adolf Hitler, as we know, at the end, they completely, the people turned on them. It was just, they were losing. They, it was bad for them. You think Alito is related to Mussolini? It could be. So, I know that souls experience trauma in past lifetimes, and then when they incarnate, they bring the big traumas with them, right? And then I work with people, with that past life trauma energy to help clear it, and we do. But I don't think Trump's going to be calling me up anytime soon, and nor would I do a reading for him. So Rose is going to read on this. I think that it's freaking him out. I think the thing that will freak Trump out the most, you heard it here. I'm absolutely certain. That's okay, Michael. I just was having a hard time reading what you wrote. I'm absolutely certain that the thing that will freak him out the most is when the people turn on him. We're not talking about going to jail. We're not on that topic right now. I'm just saying, I am pointing to the thing that will freak him out the absolute most. I'm not saying if, I'm saying when the people turn on him en masse. And huge, the crowd size numbers that he likes to brag about? Gaslighter in chief. It was glorious. That is the thing, not only because he's a narcissist, Kim, but also because it's past life trauma. That's my psychic fact. We got alternative facts. I have my psychic facts. So let's ask the pendulum. Don't tell me what you got, Rose. Yet. Is he freaking out? I mean, that I barely asked the question, and it went really, I am telling you the truth. You guys are with me all the time. You know how I work. The fake chicken's making noise at him. Yes. And then the Secret Service, it was like, ban the chickens. What did the chickens say on them? Oh, I can't even tell you how strong that is. Several years ago, I had a vision of Trump at the end, and I've told you this before, completely friendless. Hey, Bond Blue. Completely friendless, abandoned, deserted, alone, and isolated. And I feel, indulge yourself. Go listen to them booing. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's his karmic dues that must be paid because of what he did in his last lifetime, and we all have opportunities to do better. We all have opportunities to do better as souls when we incarnate. We incarnate to keep doing things, using our gifts and talents that we had in other lifetimes. Maybe they got cut short. In our past lifetimes, we bring in trauma so we can heal it. We bring in our bad deeds and we can take a different path and decide we're going to do better. That's what happens. Those are my psychic facts. If they can have alternative facts, these are factual. I can have psychic facts. He had the choice to do better. He didn't have much to work with growing up with the evil Fred Trump as his father. But anyway, a lot of people grow up with that kind of thing and they do better. They do okay. But Trump's soul's punishment will be that he's lived his entire lifetime and never experienced actual love. Mike's saying, I watched the video 10 times. The look on his face when he heard the F-bombs, priceless. We need to, it's like James Carville says, we need to humiliate him. Gives you chills of gratification. I was kind of stunned at how gratifying it was. It was like, we have needed that. We have needed that kind of outright public disapproval, booing, F you, to go viral. I mean, the things that go viral, or the people that are most popular on these platforms, it makes you wonder. There are psychics that say, oh, Trump, I'm channeling God. Oh, Trump is my David, and the evil ones will persecute. I did my whole imitation the other day. She's got like millions of followers. So we have, these huge corporate conglomerates, evil people that are, set the algorithm so that you can't hear the good stuff and you can't hear the actual news. And but we're going to get through this. We're going to we're gonna do this. We're doing it. Rose is like saying there was a lady on interview said she would eat her foot out of a bear trap. Eat her foot out of a bear trap to not vote for the loser. And I do want to read on Nikki Haley because I want to know how she's gonna do, having just turned on everyone and said she endorses Trump. His face was red as a tomato when they were booing him. Watch it over and over again. This is my therapy now. I'm going to give you, this is the therapy. Watch him being booed over and over and over. There's a movie about the and now, there's a show. There's a movie now. Is a movie out yet about The Apprentice that just completely... It's an expose on how he was as a businessman. I will watch that. It's a movie that's called The Apprentice. And it kind of, I have the sense, when I tune in, I feel like it's a very good movie. Watch his lips next time The Apprentice. Oh, okay. It was at the Cannes Film Festival, so it's not quite out yet, and I do want to know whatever happened. I've been thinking about whatever happened to the movie about Jim Jordan. Speaking of corporate conglomerates with nefarious intent. We don't want to live in a country where we get death threats all the time. We don't want to live in a country where we have people in our government that are basically... This is basically the people in our government. You might as well just say this. They're pushing us to vote for Putin. The booing is a wake-up call for Trump. I think you're right, Maria. I definitely got that. And I even texted Kathy Beal, our resident astrologer, and I sent her the video. I'm sure she saw it prior to me sending it. And I said, I feel a shift. I felt a shift with that. So basically there are people in Congress who are basically, it's like supporting Trump, supporting Trump, supporting Trump. But there's nobody can talk me out of this one. What they're actually saying by backing Trump and supporting Trump and treating him, acting like he's God. God. Good God. Their basic translation, vote for Vladimir Putin. Hey, Damon, how's it going? Yeah, and then Trump said to the crowd, do you want the president to finish destroying the country? I was like, are you talking about you? Isn't that with every single thing that he says? Aren't you like, how many times does that happen? Are you talking about you? Because it's exactly to a T, down to the details, what Trump is doing. So, we're going to take a look at some things. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you to hit the thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Oh, that snake poem is the worst. I mean, he's just... Newest scam from the Losers campaign will be the crowd cheering for him at a NASCAR race. Yeah, and then he showed up at a NASCAR race and they were taking video like as if the crowd was cheering for him. Anyway, it's time for a group hug. More people hit the thumbs up and we'll do a group hug. He was trying hard not to look mad as hell. I don't know if it was that so much when they were booing him. I think he was overwhelmed. And I think too, what he was doing there, this is my perception, was he was trying to hold it together. And he was trying, I don't know if you watched the whole thing carefully. Yeah, and he saluted while Amazing Grace was playing. He's just so stupid. That man is very, 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 very stupid. So while he was being booed, he continued talking and just shoving himself down people's throats. You have to vote for me. It was so desperate. You have to vote for me. You have to vote for me. And they were booing him and saying, F you, F you. And I am going to watch it again and again. And then, yeah, there's lots of planets in Aries right now, and Gemini too. And then he flashes a smile, right? Because he knew in that little moment there that he better do something that seems likable. Oh, there's Thomas with the dad jokes. Last night on Dancing with the Stars, Peter and Catherine were great, but Ivan was terrible. But bum. When we have Terry here, when we do StreamYard, maybe on Friday, we'll have the bum. Anyway, what was I going to read on first? I think we'll use the Psychic Tarot. Trump is in a bubble and not facing reality. He's in a bubble, all right. And his birthday's coming up soon. And as far as the astrology goes, I just want to remind you, you really should watch the show with me and Kathy Beale if you haven't already. Jupiter went from Taurus into Gemini on, I have my calendar, a little far away, on the 23rd. Yep. And so Jupiter in Taurus has been really grounding and a little bit heavy. Gloria's saying his astrology is real bad for him. That's what we're seeing. Kitty y'all are saying, that was better than my popsicle, Thomas. Good joke. So, yeah, so really, hang on a second. So the Jupiter going from Taurus, which is grounded, to, it's an earth sign, obviously, grounded. My moon is in Taurus. It keeps my feet on the ground. I'm really grateful for that, doing this work. Believe me, it's like my anchor. It's a big deal. So Jupiter going into Gemini, an air sign, will make people very, first off, chatty, and maybe like going too fast. So reel yourself in if you feel, because there's a lot of planets in Gemini right now. And yes, yeah, yeah. So there's not going to be, Gemini's air signs are quick thinking. So there's not going to be a lot of pensiveness and that kind of thing. So I'm going to pull. I was going to ask about a female. I'm going to pull 3 cards about Nikki Haley. Just for example, somebody who's not really telling the truth or being, I don't know, ethical or normal. History dad joke. My poor knowledge of Greek mythology has always been my Achilles elbow. Isn't it a heel? Don't confuse me. All right, Nikki Haley. I mean, gosh, there's so much going on with him. We're so sick of him being in the news, but we have to do something with this news. She's opportunistic. Yes, she definitely is. Nikki Haley. This is a little confusing, so I'm going to pull 3 cards about Nikki Haley. I'm actually going to pull different cards because that didn't really make sense, because it was all about love. And she's definitely not being about love. She's being about fear. So let me be clear about the question. Nikki Haley, because I'm talking about a lot of things. I don't want to confuse the cards. I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. Why does GOP candidates blast Trump behind his back and then run back and suck up to him? We did go over that. I got a couple things just to recap that. We went over that last week. We've gone over that a few times. I always pick up death threats, and not that they're that bad with all of the GOP that doesn't like bow at the feet of Trump, but they do get death threats for when they're not supporting him. And then what I picked up was the ones that really turn like Marshmallow McCarthy. Remember we used to call him Kevin McCarthy? I kind of miss that. Kevin Marshmallow Jellyfish McCarthy. We have a bunch of names for him. And Nikki Haley, the same thing. There's death threats in terms of like if you don't support Trump, we're going to kill you. That kind of thing. And then that coupled with Trump making a promise of a position of power, and then that clinches it because they have no shame. Nikki Haley. She sacrificed her credibility. And now she's conflicted. I mean, keep in mind, Trump insinuated that Nikki Haley's husband was off cheating on her. And he's in the military. Now let me think. Let's think about this. Why would a person who used to be in a high political office, illegitimately, but don't let me digress. Why would somebody who was in the most powerful position in the world when he was there, and still, not want us to have a strong military that he's proud of and that he salutes and honors? And I mean, he's an idiot. But that's because he's working for the enemy, right? Right? They're all working for Putin, right? This is why my numbers aren't going up. It's true. Hey, Clonnie. I got your email, thanks. Nikki Haley. She sacrificed her integrity. She sacrificed everything that she had gained. People were voting for her even though she wasn't even on the ballot. And then now she's feeling conflicted because she when she was speaking the truth, she knew she was speaking the truth, and now she doesn't know what to do with what she just did last week. Remember Wednesday, the day I was fit to be tied for all the bad things that were going on. Was it Wednesday? Yes, it was. And this is where Nikki Haley is now, discontent and boredom. I think she messed things up for herself because it's very possible, and we'll read on this. It's very possible. Maria's saying Nikki may vote for Biden secretly. That Trump would have a health crisis, and if you ask me, Trump is having a health crisis right now. It's obvious to me. Is it obvious to you guys? She messed it up for herself because she did the mamby-pamby hypocritical flip-flop thing, and now nobody trusts her. Yeah, Nikki kissed a 45 butt ring. She could have stepped in. Trump looks awful. I agree. We're going to read on him. We'll go to the nefarious cards. Something's definitely wrong with him. We'll go to the nefarious cards in a sec. But did anybody go to a memorial today? I went to a memorial that was a Vietnam memorial, and it was very nice. I wish that sometimes I wish people could fix the sound system, because the woman that was speaking could barely hear. But at this particular memorial service, they spoke about 11 Vietnam soldiers who were killed, and she was reading about, you know, who they were and what their lives were like and what their aspirations were, and it was very moving. And it really just made me think about how we really have to honor our soldiers. Why wouldn't we? Maria, you have no sympathy for Trump? I hope not. Oh my goodness, you're too good. There's such a thing as being too nice. There's such a thing as being too loving. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not true, is it? I don't believe Trump texted good riddance on Memorial Day. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Your brother served in Vietnam. Yeah, it was very moving. 11 young men died in Vietnam, and they were reading off each one of their names and, you know, what they aspired to, and some had a wife, and a child, some had a fiance. Are you serious? Trump called Joe Biden human scum today for Memorial Day? He's just digging a hole. I'm pulling 3 cards about how Biden is doing. Oh, you watched the Memorial Day parade on YouTube at Washington, D.C. Good for you, Darren. That's great. By the way, Darren, I know you sent me an envelope, but I have not made it to the post office in over a week. So if anybody sent me anything, I'm not ignoring you. I just haven't gone to get it yet. And thank you, if you have. How's Biden doing? He has got lots of obstacles and challenges, for sure. He's moving on from Trump. This is about Biden. And I do feel that with Biden. Like, there's nothing he can do with Trump, right? There's nothing he can do. He's just got to let the DOJ do what it needs to do. And he does, I feel like Biden does feel a disruption coming for Trump. Roman dad joke, how was the Roman Empire cut in half with a pair of Caesars? I like it. Yes, he was projecting because Trump is a scum, not Biden, that's for sure. Oh me, oh my. Crazy times. Can I read on Biden's health? No, I'm not going to do that. But you can ask me questions. It's just I don't feel the vibe to do that. I mean, the truth of the matter is that Biden he has a clean bill of health, and the truth of the matter is that anything could happen to anyone at any moment. But he doesn't have anything that is like of concern. Now remember, Remember, and I have heard this, that Trump had his medical records hidden when he was in the White House. He likes to hide things, so he had his medical records hidden. Oh, I forgot about the group hug. Sorry. We'll do that in a second. And then Trump came out and said, Ronnie Jackson said that I'm healthier than Obama. How are people listening to this guy? How about when we get up to 200 thumbs up, we'll do a group hug then. I have to bribe you all. Biden is, when I really tune in, I get Biden is 5 times at least healthier. I mean, just being conservative about it. Many times healthier than Trump. He had school records too. That's a good point. Yeah. So Trump hid his medical records, his high school records, and his college records. Why would you hide them if you were proud of them? And for that matter, why would you say, no, I'm not going to come to court and delay the trial? Why would you do all that if you were innocent? I mean, is it just me, or are some Americans just so dumb? Honestly, Obama is handsome and healthy. I like it. Let's pull 3 cards about the Democrats, the strength of the Democrats in Congress. I gotta call him the loser once in a while because I'm so sick of hearing his name. All right. The Democrats. Well, the Democrats are standing for truth. They're getting a lot of death threats. This says trapped in fear, but it is concerning. How would you like it, right? Yeah, so it's a lot of dumb people out there. It's terrible. I wish it wasn't that way. So the Democrats they know they're facing down the enemy. But the truth card is coming through really strongly. And this doesn't only mean they're having lots of scary death threats. It also means they know. I mean, make no mistake about it. When heinous people are acting heinous and they have to lash out and they have to be awful, they're in fear and they're in misery. When will we ever get to be smart again? Well, you're smart. I'm smart. You guys are all smart. We don't have any dummies in the chat. That's for damn sure. Honestly. Yeah, Trump's one of his professors said Trump was the goddamn stupidest student I ever had. Yeah, he's very stupid. What do you call him? Medieval spy? Surveillance. Where do you get them? Bon Blue saying, I'm so grateful for my awareness. Now, I really am of the mind that we're born kind of bright or not too bright, but if you're born not too bright, you can work on it. You can become brighter and brighter until you're really, really bright. I think that intelligence is like, well, it reminds me of this. When I had a lot of kids, I used to teach piano. That was my primary job. I always did this too, and a parent would ask me, oh, does little Johnny have any talent? Because they all want to know their kid was talented. And I would say this, does Johnny go to the piano on his own and play? And if they said yes, I'd say then he has talent, right? Because there was a curiosity there. There was a desire to learn. And if you're not brilliant, maybe in math or something, and you just decide you're going to buckle down because you want to be an engineer or whatever, you can make yourself smarter, right? But these people that are following Trump, what's happened is they've gotten themselves lulled into complacency. The thing that scares me the most is complacency. Truly. Let's go to the nefarious cards. There is so much to read on. Oh wait, before we do that, I want to read on Jack Smith. Will Jack Smith have success in ousting Aileen Cannon? Trump is saying the most dangerous things he possibly can. We know what happened to Paul Pelosi. We don't need this crap. There's a lack of critical thinking in this country. I know, I've been reflecting on that a lot. Oh, we hit 202 thumbs up. We're going to do a group hug. Let's do a group hug and think about, or you can think about whatever you want, but I'm going to give you a suggestion. Let's do a group hug and think about Americans doing more like humiliating Trump. All right, ready? Because it's going to work. It's going to rattle him. And then he'll just go down because he'll be so weak physically. Or whatever you want. 1, 2, 3. Hug more Americans saying we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. Together for the good of all. The highest good. And so it is. Thank you. Jack Smith. I like when Terry's producing, and I don't think she's here tonight, but when I say let's do a group hug, I guess Warren's not here tonight either. Wow, that hurt. What hurt? What's the matter? The group hug hurt? I like when she puts the Charlie Brown and Snoopy or the bear hug or the Golden Girls up when we do a group hug. It's pretty cute. Jack Smith. Jack Smith. This isn't a gag order. Jack is asking for conditions to... Yeah, I feel like it's more than that, too. To Trump's bond to be defined as a trap. Well, I'm going back to what I said about Aileen Cannon months and months ago. That I always have seen that she gets ousted. We appreciate Terry. We do. I certainly do. All right, Jack Smith. I'm just reading his energy. And let me take this opportunity to tell you, there's somebody out there that needs to book a reading. I can feel it. I can. You know how the evangelicals do, or the people that prophesize. I can feel it. Somebody needs a reading. Somebody needs a reading. That's what I'm doing. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. You will not be disappointed. And I'm also a spiritual life coach. Don't miss out. Tell your friends. Jack Smith. Whoa, boy. He's got the goods. I think that Cannon knows her goose is cooked too. And let's hope that Alito's goose is cooked too, because I'm feeling a very strong connection. Very strong, energetic connection. I am feeling it. He said it all. Oh, Wildflower Wind, can you bring it up a little bit? Can you bring it up a little bit? Can you say something positive now? Humans are basically followers, very few leaders. It's not true that there are very few leaders. Very few leaders is not true. There are leaders who aren't stepping up, but there are more leaders than you think. I'm telling you, I know, it's my psychic fact. Anyway, here's the Jack Smith. He's already laid the foundation. Think happy thoughts. Come on. We're together. We're in democracy. We're fighting for democracy. We're going to win. This is the start of a new chapter. Yeah, well, you know, and the throat chakra is like, well, Jack Smith is going to say what needs to be said. Like he's already started to. I mean, he worked at the Hague. He prosecuted really bad war criminals. The worst kind. And it took a while, but he did it. New beginnings, the base chakra, that's laying the groundwork. That's a strong foundation for a new beginning, a change. Somebody's partying. A new change, and the throat chakra is communication coming. Jack has this. Oh yeah, he's just, he doesn't. This is like a chess game. It's like a long chess game. Jack played his hand in chess 3D. Yes, a lot of Congress members are starting to get worried. Rose, what's your point? Let me tell you again that we're here to lift the energy. Dad joke. My nerdy friend just got a PhD on the history of palindromes. We now call him Dr. Awkward. What's a palindrome? I got lost. Maybe Jack Smith Johnson is waiting for the loser to be found guilty this week and then makes his move to oust Cannon. Perhaps. I do feel that when I was reading on Biden just a little bit earlier, I did feel like that disruption card told me that he knows that Trump is going to get interrupted, shall we say. A rainbow thought, Jack Smith going after them soon. What's a rainbow thought? Is that your own? Did you make that up in your head? What's a rainbow thought? I like it. I just don't know what it is. For some reason, I want to pull 3 cards on Kamala Harris, and what's on my mind is women's rights. Pretty horrible. I mean, it's hard when you stop and think about what's going on. If you really stop and think about it, so I feel Kamala Harris is going to play an important role in fighting back. So I'm pulling 3 cards about that. Who needs a reading? I feel somebody out there needs a reading. Is it you, Michael? PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Sword of Truth. This is a firm foundation card too. Ooh, there's a lot of women. I mean, let me put it to you this way. When I tune into how many women, I want to say that the base of women, the foundation, how many women, I just see a very impermeable energy and a lot of energy of women coming together, and I get suffragette movement energy with this. Not that women will be tortured and imprisoned, and because that's what happened to women that wanted the right to vote. It was unbelievable. But this is sacred. This is all, when I'm reading on Kamala Harris and women's rights, and this is all very strong energy towards getting women's rights back. A pink wave. A woman is holding the sword. That's true. How can you tell? It's very astute of you. Could be. It's kind of androgynous. But the sacral chakra, that's the reproductive center of the body chakra. Yeah. You love the Smurf drinking hot chocolate? He's not drinking hot chocolate. He's drinking out of a coconut. It's going to be summer soon. You pray that women don't get fatigued and look away? God, no. No way. You know, it's Polls. Polls is spelled Polls. I'm the spelling teacher. I've just taken that role. Yes, our democracy Smurf is having a relaxing cocktail. He is. Getting ready to get my summer decorations out. Still working on things here. It's not done yet. Almost. So anyway, Kamala Harris is going to make a huge difference. She's not taking it. She's mad as hell, and she's not taking it anymore either. All right. So the president of Kenya came to the White House, and MAGA Mike couldn't give him the time of day. And I heard on MSNBC they were like, "Oh, well, what was the reason that he gave him?" My first response was, "He's a racist." We don't want apartheid in America. We don't want. We're fighting back. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but we don't want white supremacy in our government, and we have too much of that right now. Now, let me Ask the pendulum. This one. Are women have we reached a critical mass of women that are fighting back for our rights yet? Not yet. Come on, people! We have not yet reached the critical mass of people needed to fight back for women's rights. Will we? Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Check the flag at Alito and MAGA Mike's office. Yeah, we talked about that a lot last week too. Will there be enough women? Okay, so currently we haven't reached the critical mass of women that are going to get involved in fighting back for women's rights, but we will get there. Palindrome, a word or phrase that reads the same backwards and forwards. Thank you. I love it when you educate me. And Darren the other day was educating me about the saying in the Coast Guard, right? There's a Coast Guard semper. What's that other word? I admit to ignorance on that one. I've never been in the military, but you think I would have seen that being on the coast? Yeah, they put women down so much, these fascists. Let's ask this. Have we reached the critical mass of people in America that understand that our democracy is at stake? Have we reached that yet? Now, I'm getting a yes on that. And I keep on thinking, there's been so many elections. I mentioned this the other night. There's been so many elections where I went along thinking not enough people are paying attention. I don't know. We're being really nervous about it. Like when Obama won. And then the American people came through. A history degree is useless. There's no future in it. I don't know. That one just hit me really funny. Give me the thumbs up. Thank you, Joanne. That was a good one. Thank you for keeping us laughing. That's why we're here. That's why I'm a little tough love. If you're going down the rabbit hole of darkness, I gotta pull you back up. We all do it together. We're in this together, damn it. You were wrong. Now you have to figure out what fair building was called Prince Albert did. I'm lost. Okay, so are the Democrats going to take over the House soon? I get a yes on that. Now we're one vote short. That's what I keep hearing. That's a strong yes. Strong yes. Strong yes. All right, but we got to get involved. That's how it's going to happen. Will Ted Cruz lose in his re-election? Will Ted Cruz lose in his re-election? Yes. What's going on in Texas right now? Oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, make sure you say a prayer for the families of the kids that were killed in Uvalde. People in Texas. I was on the phone with my friend. My best friend in Nashville was driving up to Ohio yesterday. And she's on the phone and she said, I have to stop because there's a tornado warning coming in. So I went to Ryan Hall. Hang on, Damon. We'll get to Prince Albert. And so I turn on Ryan Hall, who's got a great weather channel, up to the minute live stream weather channel. So, I'm sorry, I'm telling you something. So I turned on the Ryan Hall, and he tracks all the tornadoes when there's bad weather. And yesterday was like, I cannot believe the news isn't covering what's going on with the weather. We should probably read on that. But it's getting late. Midas touches on. Ryan Hall, y'all. So she ended up being okay. There was a tornado warning in Ohio. It was right in the area that she was in. And these guys that have weather channels where they're tracking the weather up to the minute, kudos to them. That's a public service. It's an awesome thing. And then shortly afterwards, the tornadoes hit in Texas, and it was like, and Missouri, and I think Arkansas, and they were. Yeah, Michael, I think you're right. According to the pendulum and everything, it looks like people are going to get involved in saving democracy in the very near future. So many states got hit, and there was massive damage, and there were deaths in Texas, and I cannot believe the news is not covering what's going on. So you asked about Ted Cruz, and I think about Greg Abbott, because the governor is supposed to rush to the constituents' aid in an emergency, and Greg Abbott doesn't have the brain cell that contains compassion and empathy. It sounds like I'm joking, but it's true. He doesn't have it. His brain is wired differently, and he's a sociopath and a sadist. Clearly. And Ted Cruz, when people were literally freezing to death, he was trying to get over to Cancun because he was cold. Yeah, there were a lot of tornadoes. Now, see, you didn't hear about it. I don't know how many. Yeah, Rose is saying there are like 200 tornadoes reported in one day. It's that bad right now. And then you've got, the ABC Nightly News covered the tornadoes today, but what about yesterday? Yeah. So then you got, the loser over there. I'll start calling him the loser. Doing a dinner at Mar-a-Lago a week or so ago and promising that if the oil barons gave him like $1 billion each, that he would take away all the regulations. And then it's game over for the planet. People need to be involved. Yeah, I mean, maybe the news is covering it, but it's like, Trump. Oh, by the way, there's some tornadoes. Trump. Oh, there were some tornadoes. I mean, do you remember Katrina? That horrible situation. It was all over the news all day, every day, for hours and hours and hours. Things have really changed in America, that is for sure. All right, we're running a little low on time, so before I go, I'm going to read on Alito, who's basically said, I'm for overthrowing the government. Let's be real. Dad joke. Between the Stone Age and the Bronze Age, there was the Copper Age. Back then, people really knew how to conduct themselves. I put my copper on tonight. Copper is a very it's a conductor of electricity. Right? You all knew that. Electrostorm, when I started, I was like, I'm sorry I don't have tea leaves tonight. I've been really working hard at getting everything put away and organized, and it's taken me a while, and I'll write myself a note on Wednesday. So, I don't even want to call him Justice Alito, just like I don't want to call Greg Abbott the governor. But back to Greg Abbott. They had all these massive tornadoes. And I saw a picture of Greg Abbott sitting at a table, some kind of press conference. But I picked up zero caring from Greg Abbott. I picked up zero caring. What I picked up energetically from him, in the face of all those tornadoes and the death and, the terrible, people losing everything. And I didn't pick up one tiny bit. Oh, I'm glad you could make it, Kalani. I didn't pick up one iota of caring from Greg Abbott. And Alito's the same way. Yeah, join your local elections. Become a poll worker before November. I was actually at City Hall the other night. I was sitting there listening to Sebastian Younger, and he has a new book out called In My Time of Dying. Great book. Anyway, so I'm sitting there in City Hall, and I'm like, I should really run for city council. I digress. Okay, Bond Blue, I saw Abbott on the news and felt the same thing. And don't get me started about Uvalde, because there was a big mystery about why the cops didn't go in and all that. And I picked up way too much about Abbott's relationship to what that situation was, and it was so disturbing. No, he's missing the empathy or decency or compassion. He's a sadist. He likes to see people suffer. So I don't get that Ted Cruz is going to win. Ryan Hall had like 110,000 watching the live stream yesterday. Yeah, he deserves it. Alito is the same way. Alito has absolutely zero compassion. Zero. In fact, Alito has a total criminal, almost murderous energy. A lot of them do. So we're looking at what's going to happen to Alito. Something's going to happen quickly with Alito. Like I said to you last week, I didn't feel like this is going to just go unchecked. Alito's life is going to become very inconvenient. Put it that way. In the very near future, he's going to be inconvenienced. No, I don't think sitting in a wheelchair caused Abbott to devolve. No way. I don't. No. That's no excuse. There are plenty of people in wheelchairs that have positive attitudes. Right? Which, I love seeing that. I know, yeah, Beto won. I always picked up the Beto won. Just like J.D. Vance, who was he running against? He didn't win. J.D. Vance did not win. Sterling said Alito will not recuse himself. Well, I didn't say he was going to recuse himself. I didn't say that. I said he was going to be hugely inconvenienced. To the many that may have been ritually sacrificed by Aztec kings, my heart goes out to you. I'm lost, Thomas. You lost me on that one. The impeachment hearing can be inconvenient. I mean, I can ask, will he recuse himself? Well, let's ask this. Will Alito be forced? Will he be forced to recuse himself? He won't be forced to recuse himself, but will he be severely inconvenienced? He'll be severely inconvenienced. I know, I just didn't get the joke. I know, I guess I got into the blood and gore of the... I don't like blood and gore. Oh boy, we're gonna have to end soon. I know that. I know the Aztecs cut out hearts, but it wasn't that funny, I guess. Love you, Thomas. MAGA Mike. We're gonna read. We're gonna read on MAGA Mike. I'm not laughing about MAGA Mike. He's a horrible, horrible person. And whenever I see MAGA Mike speak, I'm just like, there's so many of them. You just want to go, ah! The what? Please read. The what? The debate. Trump isn't gonna debate. What are you talking about? I'm gonna read. Okay, non-bloody. I'm a very squeamish person. How do you get rich in ancient Greece? Well, step 1, become an oracle. Step 2, profit. I like it. Profit would be good. MAGA Mike. I'm gonna read on MAGA Mike. I know there's so many things. No, Trump is not going to debate Biden. Trump is going to say this. He's going to be like, well, Biden won't take a drug test. Talk about projecting. Trump, I don't even know how the man is standing. I've been saying that for a long time, but it's definitely getting worse. MAGA Mike. MAGA Mike's getting a little bit, MAGA Mike's getting a little bit stressed with all the energy he has to expend to hide his own crimes. Hey, Clarence. The 7 of Wands. Oh, the MAGA Mike is conniving, but he's getting a little, like, I don't think he's sleeping at night because he's got so many things he needs to maneuver and navigate to keep hiding what he's doing. And the 4 of Pentacles is that he's hiding the money. I always get that MAGA Mike is hiding the money. He's hiding the money. He's hiding the money. Let's ask the pendulum. Will he be outed? Will MAGA Mike be outed? Yes. I'm kind of feeling like subpoenas are coming for all the insurrectionists in Congress. He's such a goober. He's so... You just want to, like, smack him. I mean, I hate that I'm saying that, but I'm just being honest. Kathy's here at the last minute. Or are you lurking? Will MAGA Mike lose his seat? I get a yes on that. Since Kathy Beale is here, I don't know if she's just showing up or if she's been lurking. We will do another show next week, provided Kathy Beale gets 2 astrology readings. This is your favorite pendulum? I got this in Salem. It's called opalite, which is actually a man-made stone. Trump has been humiliated a bit too much. He won't debate. I think you're right about that. Okay, it's Monday, so I usually have a hard stop on Mondays because we like to watch Midas Touch. The brothers are fun. And it's informative. And I always notice that they're talking about the same thing I've talked about. We're all connected. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, MAGA Mike. I totally agree. Before we go, yeah, no, Ben just got married. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. It's great. It's great. It's nice to see people doing their lives and enjoying their lives. Yeah, they are fun. So our friends say goodnight. Please book a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Please book readings with Kathy Beale, so we will go ahead and do another show. Democracy Smurf is gonna finish his cocktail. Please join Grassroots of Democracy. If you're not able to attend the meetings, you'll still get all the notes and you'll get the guided meditations. And on Tuesdays, we have a guided meditation for a healed America. You gotta show up or just sign up so you get everything. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Church of Spirituality is up. I have a new channel now. It's at Church of Spirituality. Please go there and subscribe. I need to grow that channel. It will make your life better. I guarantee it. And I have a new summer series coming about developing your psychic skills. It's seven different sessions. You can do all of them, or you can just pick and choose. So go to PsychicAnnetteDion.com. You add a link to every chat you're in for Grassroots of Democracy. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being you, and let's know that we're helping the collective when we keep our energy up. So do whatever you can. Keep the vibe up. Don't allow yourself to sink, okay? Call me if you need me. I'm going to sign up for a session. All right. See you Wednesday or tomorrow. Namaste at Grassroots of Democracy. Bye.